Hi everybody, I'm Judy Broadworth from the Library in White Pigeon. I have Lisa with me filming today, and we are at Jesse's Flower Farm with Jesse Oman, the owner proprietor. It's a gorgeous sunny day, so we're going to have some fun today doing a few different things, but first I want you to learn a little bit more about Jesse's business. Jesse, when did you get started with all of this?
It's been about 3 years now. We started basically growing cut flowers just for fun at first for myself, and then we started selling to Yoder's in Centerville. And
yes, I remember seeing your bouquets there, especially in the fall. She always had beautiful bouquets of sunflowers and zinnias. And
yeah, we have lots of those today we'll choose from.
Great.
But
so
now,
then you moved on to...
Yep, so now we're so busy, thanks to everybody, that we have a flower stand that's self-serve. So you can come out and get a flower bouquet anytime you want, between 10 and 7 every day.
Every day of the week? Okay. How many do you usually have for offer on a daily basis?
When it's hot out, I try to only have 1 or 2 out there, just because we don't want the quality to get bad.
Okay.
Because they start to wither when it's really hot out. So I try to keep it stocked. Whenever I see someone come, I'll put another fresh one out.
And then you do special orders too, so people can have a bouquet waiting for them?
Yeah, so you can reserve a bouquet. So if you message me on Facebook or Instagram, we'll put your name on a piece of paper and have one ready for you.
What about special events? I know I've seen some of your postings on Facebook with flowers for weddings and even a funeral arrangement recently.
Yeah, so weddings, we tend to book those a year in advance, just so that we can grow the colors that they want for their wedding, because it takes us about 6 months, even sometimes longer, to get seeds ready for harvest.
That's amazing. And everything you have is grown from seed?
Yes, everything's from seed.
Okay. I see vegetables over here. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later, but it looks like you've got pumpkins growing and watermelons maybe. And
yeah, we got all
Are those for you, or are you selling those too?
We'll have to find out. We'll see how they do.
Depends on what you get, huh?
Yep.
All right, and eggs. I have purchased Jesse's eggs before. I'm getting some duck eggs before we leave, because those are really good.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Really good. All right, well, Jesse's got some plans for us. I think we're going to do a little tour. And what do you have here? A nice table set up.
Yeah. So I picked some greens before we started. This is just from a lilac bush. I love the deep greenery, and it holds up really good in the heat. So we're going to be using that as our background.
All right, so we're going to put some things together?
Yep. You ready to make a vase arrangement
Absolutely.
with me?
I am armed. I have my clippers here, and off we go.
We'll head off.
Any instructions on these?
So with the sunflowers, you want to make sure that the stem length is tall enough so that you have some to cut when you put it in your vase.
Okay.
So what I do is grab the top, go down about that length.
Okay, that's quite a ways down.
Yep, so you want to cut that one.
All right, so about right here?
Yep.
All right.
And then just keep it in your hand, and then you can cut probably 5 or 6 of them.
Okay. How many varieties of sunflowers do you grow, like different colors?
I usually have at least 4 different at a time.
Oh. Okay.
So there's a lot of options to choose from. Also, another thing, when you're doing your bouquets, I get an armful at a time or a handful at a time. So I take all of the stems off so it's easier to hold them.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and do that.
The stems are what causes all that yucky stuff in the
water.
Too, right?
Yeah, it makes the water rot a lot quicker.
Okay.
So definitely don't want any leaves in your water. So you can go ahead and pick some. Watch out for the bees. We have some bees this year. I've noticed actually the bee population is not as strong as it was last year. I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
What do you think about butterflies? Because I've noticed I haven't seen as many butterflies this year.
There's not as many butterflies. I've seen a couple, but definitely not at all what it was last year. And I'm growing pretty much the same as what I had last year too, so that shouldn't be the issue.
I'm trying to be very careful going through here so I don't knock these down.
Oh, you're fine. You won't knock them down. They'll bounce back. It's like a jungle out here.
Yeah, it is like a jungle. It's kind of fun.
For cut flower production, when you cut something about this stage, the vase life is not very good. The reason I leave them open is just to help bees basically get the pollen. But for cut flower production, actually you're supposed to pick them at this stage for the longest vase life. I usually don't unless I know it's going to sit for a week before someone buys it. You can store them in a cooler, all kinds of stuff, but if I know someone's coming to pick the vase up today, this will last a good 7 days, so that's why I do it. We are going to do the zinnias. So we've picked all of our sunflowers. So zinnias will be a smaller filler flower for our vase. So you can go ahead and pick about 5 stems of this.
Okay, do I want to do these the same way, cut down low?
Yep, cut them low enough so that you can actually trim them to the length that you want.
All right. These are beautiful.
Yeah, we grow lots of different colors of zinnias. They're actually a really productive flower that we use.
So how long would the growing season be? Will you have these like into September, the zinnias?
Probably, but for cut flower production, it's actually better to do succession planting. So zinnias tend to get a lot of disease. So if you want to have stuff for fall, I would replant this one more time.
Okay.
So that way this will all get mowed over and then something new will be put in its place.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they grow pretty quickly then, it sounds like.
These grow really quick.
Yes.
Okay, so this is purple basil. We're going to put 1 stem in our bouquet. So if you want to pick 1 stem, I like them at
Yeah, I was
this
going to say,
stage.
I like them with the little flower on them.
So you can pick that one. I'm going to get this one.
All right.
Yeah, they smell
No,
really
you can
good.
use this for cooking as well, just like the green basil that we're all kind of used to growing. It smells wonderful.
Cosmos, I grow them in usually 2 different colors, sometimes 3. So we always have this purple. It's a really good seller. Everybody likes it. So you want to cut some at this stage. It's really pretty, but you can also cut it even at this stage. And they'll open up as long as they have a little bit of a open bud.
Okay.
And they don't like to be cut in the heat of the day. They'll get kind of wilty, but they'll bounce back. You want to cut that one?
Do you cut most of your things in the early morning or evening if you can?
Yes. So I try to get everything out cut by 10 at the latest. But when we're super busy, of course I have to cut during the heat of the day.
Just to keep things stacked.
Yep. I try not to, but...
What are we up to now?
Okay, so now that we have all of our stuff picked, we're going to start with our greens. So if you want to pull out a bundle...
Just take off the leaves?
Yep, so
like
take off the bottom stuff and any tree branches that might be on there that have no green, I cut those off.
Okay.
So what I like to do is put your stem off the side of the table.
Oh.
So you want your green to start at the top of the vase.
Okay.
You don't want it to hang out way high because then your vase won't look full at the bottom. So this is your base of your whole arrangement. So you want the bottom to be really full. So
all right, so I'm just going to cut this off.
Yeah, cut it off.
You can sit on the grass.
I'm going to go ahead and grab another one.
You can sit on the grass.
All right, and that's a good spot right there. Keep going.
One more?
Yep, you got to fill that baby
Oh,
up.
okay.
This will be a good one. I would keep that all as one stem and then see how you got one. Yep.
That's about right.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit on the grass.
And a little bit shorter maybe.
Take it up.
Cut it like to here.
That's a pretty thick
Pretty
stem.
hefty stem. All right, now shove that in there. Okay.
So far, so good. I never thought about that. I've always put my
Flowers in first.
flowers in first and my greenery in last, but I can see.
So usually I start with the stuff that's gonna wilt the quickest. So you wanna get this in water as quick as possible with your basil. So that can go right in the center. That's for smell.
Okay.
So make sure it's short enough to be tucked right in that green. a little bit shorter.
Just a little more.
Okay. Now you can start with any flower that you want. There's no perfect way to make this. Oh, there's a bee joining us. These, I would actually wait towards the end more because they're going to be tucked in to fill out any bare spots you have. So I personally like to start with the bigger stuff, which would be your sunflowers.
So you want to leave some of the foliage on at the top, probably, right?
Yeah, you can. If it has like holes in it from the insects, I like to take that off.
All right.
Because it just makes it look kind of not as nice.
Now, when you talk about in the fall, when you do wreaths with dried flowers, do you have classes for that, or do you make them to sell?
Yeah. I haven't done a wreath class on flowers. I've done a wreath class on succulents last year.
Oh, okay.
And
That was another thing I wanted to ask you about. Everybody's into those right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know what all we'll be able to do this year with the governor shutting everything down.
Yeah,
So,
things are a little challenging, I know, for small businesses.
yeah.
But it's nice to be able to be outdoors. Now, are you facing everything in one direction? I'm kind of putting mine all over the place.
I am, just to show them
Okay,
what it will look
all
like,
right.
but you can do whatever you want. So I would cut that one a little bit shorter because
This
you
one?
want it to be tucked into your
Okay.
greens.
All right, I think I've used all of this one.
I've got more if you need them.
You know, I made a flower for you.
You did. It's very nice. Thank
We have Charlotte here with us.
Yep, Charlotte's my little helper.
And
Charlotte's
I can go get my
Jesse's daughter.
Yeah, she'll normally come greet you if she's outside. And
We were greeted by the dog.
And the dog, yes. Alright, so now I'm moving on to the zinnia part. So this will add your pops of color in
Okay.
there.
Boy, this is a fun job, I can tell you that right now. But I'm sure there are many back-breaking hours of work that goes into it.
When it's 90 something out and
Yeah, we've had a hot summer too.
Yep. It's not as much fun. Or when you're trying to pick for a event and it's storming, you have to get these flowers picked. You get a little wet.
Very pretty. Yeah, it's been fun watching what you're growing over the season since early spring when you had peonies.
Actually, we didn't have a lot of peonies this year because late freeze we had actually took out almost all of our flowers.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So next year we'll have a lot more, hopefully. We don't get froze out again.
And you have chickens, is that right?
Yep.
And ducks?
Yeah, so we're trying to increase our chicken and ducks this year, and we had a little incident with the neighbor dog, so
Oh, no.
we're a little behind on our babies. So next year we should have a bunch of duck and chicken eggs available.
Yeah, I love the duck eggs.
Yeah, if you've never had a duck egg,
They're a real treat.
they're a lot richer than a chicken egg. The yolk is probably double the size of a chicken egg, so you get a lot of the yolk in there.
Yeah, I had bought some from you, and I gave some to my sister, and she swore that she was not going to eat a duck egg, and I talked her into trying it, and she was amazed.
Really?
Well, I think yours looks better than mine, but I'm a first timer here.
Yeah, I've had
so
lots of
I
practice.
guess you have.
Some days are better than others too, so even for someone that does it all the time.
All right, so with these little baby sprouts, I'm just going to tuck these in here and there.
Yep, you can put them wherever you see like a bare spot.
Okay. I want to make sure I get them down into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, hopefully next year, when everything settles back down, we'll have a lot more classes open to the public so they can come and do what you're doing right now.
Okay, so you're prohibited from that right now, aren't you?
I technically can do it as long as it's outside and we keep
And
it.
it's limited to.
Yep, the spacing, but she's been known to shut everything down so quickly that I don't want to have everybody purchase a ticket and then have to cancel.
Yeah, you never
So
know.
we're just keeping it easy to the flower stand this year so we don't have a lot of issues.
Well, I'm very happy with this.
Yeah, it looks good.
This kind of base.
Oh, you got your vase? You want to show her? You made that this morning.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What'd you use in yours? Sunflowers and phlox? Is that what you did? Good job.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, she did that all by herself.
Very nice. A budding flower designer.
You can keep those.
Oh, you're going to give them to her? That's so nice. All
That's
right.
so sweet.
What do you think?
All right, I
You
want
have
to
fun
stand over
doing
here
it?
and look at Jesse's creation. Beautiful, beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Watch.
All right. This is the final product. Yeah, so we have pumpkins that we grow for fall harvest.
Wow.
So
There's a little one, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Is there a little pumpkin in there?
you want to show her the pumpkins? So the bees actually go inside these flowers. Oh, there's one in there right now.
There's a bee in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a couple in there. I don't want to get stung. There he goes. But they pollinate the flowers and then they grow these little pumpkins that you see there. And there's a big one in there.
Oh, that's neat. And you grow, so you'll have those, looks like you have a lot here. You'll have those probably for
Yeah,
sale
these get
in
huge.
the fall.
They get about that big and they come in different colors. Blues. Some look like cheese. They
Okay,
have
the
stripes
really
on
weird,
them.
neat
And
pumpkins.
they have like dots on them, some of them. And
So is that the difference in the leaves?
Yeah.
That'll be a different kind of pumpkin.
so
the
this
variegated
row,
leaves?
I think, is the blue pumpkins. That row, I think, are like I call them the cheese pumpkins because they look like a big block of cheese. Then those over there are smaller pumpkins. And then we have some other stuff over there that we can take a look
yeah,
at.
let's take a look at a little arbor. And what's growing here?
So on this side we have our pumpkin pie pumpkins. So we got one starting right there. You can kind of see it.
I had no idea they grew like this. I thought
Yeah.
all pumpkins grew right on the ground.
hmm
Makes me hungry.
And then on the side behind you, we have watermelons. So when they start to get big, my husband is the one that actually does all this. So he puts a little wrap around them so that the stems don't get too heavy and break.
Oh.
So yeah, they'll grow all the way up. We got a little baby one right here. So eventually that will have like a little holder
bag
on
to hold
it. Yeah.
Okay, and you've got tomatoes, plum tomatoes, it looks like. And cherries.
We have Romas, and then we have Sun Golds. We have some peppers.
Right here.
These are some hot peppers.
There's a little tiny tomato. Yep.
That's a watermelon.
I mean, a little tiny
yeah.
watermelon.
Yeah, we got all kinds of goodies. And when we get extras, we'll put them out in the flower stand.
Okay,
in the
so
cooler.
use them for your family, but when you have a surplus.
Yep. Which we have a ton of peppers coming on right now, so.
Here.
Yep, these are loaded and they're all over.
Sounds good.
And cucumbers back there. Potatoes. We grew garlic this year. I can show you the garlic if you want to take a look.
Jesse, this has been awesome. Thanks so much for having us out here today.
Yeah, thanks
so
for coming
this is
out.
your shed.
Yep, this is the flower stand. So whenever I say something will be out in the flower stand, so we have a circle driveway that easy access. You just pull right up and it's self-serve.
Okay.
We have hand sanitizer, so use that before you come in and touch stuff.
And how do you accept payment if one should want to go?
So we have a cash box that's attached to the wall, so they can pay cash, check. We do PayPal, Venmo. The info's in on the sign.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so
And we have a cooler in there. All of our eggs and extra vegetables, green beans should be coming on quick. I've already picked 2 buckets for
Have
me,
you really?
so
Okay, good.
everybody else can have what they want.
All
So.
right. And your address here? You're on Mintdale Road.
Yep, it's 21971 Mintdale Road, Sturgis.
Okay, and people can find you on Facebook, correct?
Yep, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, that's great. All right, so look for Jessie. Come out here and say hello to her. She's got a beautiful place, and I thank you again. It's been really fun.
Thanks for coming.